To the person who feels completely alone in recovery, that they thought getting clean would fix absolutely everything, but they actually feeling so much more isolated more than ever, then this episode is for you. I wanted to make this episode because I know so many people struggle, especially young people who I meet weekly at the meetings, that they really struggle in that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of being isolated from their old friends. So I wanted to make this episode to just let you know that you're not alone. And I think probably 100% of people that come into recovery have felt or are feeling like what you're feeling right now. When you've decided to get clean, the first few weeks, the first few months, it may be the first year, you have to cut off certain people because they may be still using or still doing the same things that you used to do, which could trigger you from in relapsing. Now, when you make a decision to better your life and when you make a decision to change things in your life, at some point you are going to have to cut people out. And not to say that they're bad people or anything like that, they're just not on the same path as you. And you have to be strong and making those decisions, because you have to be a bit selfish and put yourself first when you first get clean. And if somebody that you are close to is still using substances, especially the substance of your choice, you just can't be around it. It's so, especially when your mind is battling that addiction, that addict in your brain constantly wanting you to use. How can you be in the same room as somebody that's still using? It's near impossible. For instance, from my speaking about my lived experience, when I first got clean, I did not see a single person. I did not see any of my friends for the first 3 months. I went straight into recovery, like full force, and I just couldn't see anybody because my head was battling with wanting to use so badly. Even though I knew it wasn't right for me, and even though I knew I wanted to make a change, it still was so loud in my head that I couldn't be around people that were still using. I lost a lot of my friends that I thought were close friends, to be fair, in recovery, because of just the fact they're still using substances and I just can't. And I had to make that decision to just accept that that was the situation. And it's fucking well lonely. It's horrible, especially now we've got social media, and especially seeing people on everyone's on your stories and they're all still going out and you're not. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking shit. But I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad that I persevered, because what that showed me is a lot of people that I was hanging out with, they have not really contacted me or anything like that. And it really shows me who my true friends were. I've probably got like 3 or 4 people that still check in every now and again. And I see a couple of them every now and again, do you know what I mean, from my past life. But they're the people that have supported my journey and want me to do well, and also know not to put me in situations, do you know what I mean? And then when I do see them, it's like normal, and like we're really wanting each other's lives to be the best that they can for each other. Do you know what I mean? We want the best for each other. Whereas there's some people that I only see if I'm on a night out, and I was still so warm, and so it's so lovely to see them and everything like that, and I wish the best for them. But we're just on different paths. But that transition from your old life to your new life, it's fucking hard. It is really hard. And like, even now, I'm 4 years in and I've gone through that grief period and grieving my old life, grieving my old friends and all of that stuff. And even now I look at other people, my old best friends' stories and stuff like that, and it upsets me that I don't get invited to things anymore. But with life, we just, friendships move on. It is just what it is. Do you know what I mean? But I get when you're in early recovery, that transition is fucking so lonely. But thankfully now I've got a whole load of new friends in recovery. So I don't have that loneliness anymore. Whereas at the beginning, it was hard. So I get it. But it does get easier. You've just got to push yourself. And if you go into meetings or if you're in a fellowship, you've just got to push yourself and try and go out and do those coffee breaks after the meeting, go for dinner after the meeting. If you're in a group chat, you usually have meeting group chats and stuff like that. See what's happening. If people are going out for walks, do that. And slowly but surely you will find your tribe in recovery. It just takes time. I know when I like, as well, when I do go out and I see my old mates and stuff like that, I do get a sense that I don't fit in there anymore because I'm sober, they're not sober, do you know what I mean? And it's just different. And that can be like, that can make you feel a bit isolated and everything like that. But it's just coming to acceptance that we're just on different paths. No one's doing anything wrong or anything like that. It is what it is. So I really would recommend anybody to just, has just got clean, and if you have just got clean, and if you are feeling that isolation and you're feeling lonely, connect with like-minded people. Just push yourself out of your comfort zone. I have to be completely honest with you. When I first got into recovery, even though I was doing meetings after meetings, I got into a relationship straight away because I couldn't feel that loneliness. I couldn't handle that loneliness. Couldn't handle just being with me. Even though I knew the relationship wasn't right for me, I just couldn't handle being alone. So I did not do recovery perfectly. There is no perfect way of doing recovery, but I couldn't handle it. And I got into that relationship when I first went in. But when that relationship ended, it was kind of like I had to do what I should have done at the beginning. And it was rebuilding myself properly on my own. So I had to push myself. I had to go to I went to different meetings. I met different people. I went on those dinners. I went on those different coffees. I learned to be by myself and I learned to do things on my own. And it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Not to say, even though that relationship wasn't good for me, it also wasn't bad for me because it kept me clean. It kept me in recovery. And one thing about my ex is that he always made sure that I did my step work. So I was doing the work whilst I was with him. So then when I was on my own, I knew that for me to keep my sobriety and for me to keep this freedom from active addiction, I had to continue doing that work. And that was getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So sometimes I'm still, again, to this day, learning to sit with myself. The other week, I went on a spa retreat and I just stayed by myself, turned my phone off, and read my book, and it was beautiful. Do you know what I mean? But I don't do that very often. I'm very busy. I'm always on the go. So I am really wanting to try and learn to sit with myself again because it's trial and error. But that loneliness that you're experiencing, trust me, everyone's experienced it. Please don't do what I did and just get yourself in a relationship because you don't know yourself when you're first clean. It's about looking at that early recovery as a way of, it's time to just start to find out who you are, learn about who you are, learn what you like, learn what you don't like, and all of that stuff. It's so beautiful. It's sometimes not nice, it's really uncomfortable, but it is a beautiful experience. And if you try and change your mindset as this is you finding who you are, that bit of loneliness and that isolation does start to fade away, especially when you start to connect with other people. So my advice is definitely connect with others, get yourself out there, push yourself out of the comfort zone, and slowly but surely that feeling will go away. But I'll leave that there. This is Still Addicted. My name is Isra. If you can please hit subscribe and like and comment. Thank you.